problem says, name pieces of clothing that come in groups of 2. So I gotta think of clothing that comes in groups of 2. Well, it helps to think, what do I have 2 of on my body? I have 2 feet. So what goes on my feet? Shoes. Shoes go on my feet. So they come in groups of 2. We have 1, 2. Well, what goes inside your shoes? Socks. Socks. Do they usually come in groups of 2? They do. So usually we have 2 socks. Okay, what else do you have 2 of on your body? What else do you have 2 of? 2 hands. Okay, what goes on your hands? Mittens or gloves. So those are some clothing items, and there's more out there that come in groups of 2. We will be working today on identifying odd and even numbers, which relates to groups of 2. That can help us. We're going to keep that in mind. So numbers can be even or odd. We can use a 10 frame to find out. Now we're going to use the 10 frame a little differently than what we've ever done before. A number is even when all the counters are in pairs. So like with the shoes, they're together. So look, here's 1 pair. Here's another pair. Notice that we're looking bottom or top to bottom, and we're not going straight across. We're just using this 10 frame to help us see when things are in groups of 2. A number is odd when one counter is not in a pair. So let's look at this. So here's a pair. There's 2. Here's another pair. So that's 2. But here there's only 1. It doesn't have a pair. So 5 is odd. So again, a number is odd when one counter is not in a pair. Now we need to stack them like this on the 10 frame, only to see if they're in groups of 2. So keep that in mind when you fill the 10 frame, when we're trying to decide something's even or odd, we stack them to see if they're in groups of 2. And here we can see this is not in a group of 2. So 5 is odd. It does help to know that there are numbers that are always going to be even. Those numbers end with 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. Odd numbers always end with 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Okay, so that can help us when we're trying to also think about odd or even. But let's first focus on drawing counters to help us make that connection. So for 5, I'm going to draw counters. So each time I put a counter on, it needs to be with a pair. Use a different pen. Here we go. Okay, so again, when I put my counters on the 10 frame, I'm going to go top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went top to bottom, okay? So I got 5. Is 5 odd or even? Well, let's check. Does it have any pairs? Well, there's a pair. Here's a pair. But this last one doesn't have a pair. So since they don't all have pairs, the correct answer is odd. Let's try the next one. 8. 1, 2. Again, I'm going top to bottom. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're going to check. Does each have a pair? Remember, a pair means 2. 1, 2. So 1, 2. 1, 2. So each of those had a pair. So that would make this even. So a number is even when all the counters are in pairs. Okay, let's try the last one here. So it's 7. 1, 2. Again, I'm going top to bottom. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You might already be able to notice if this is even or odd, but again, I'm going to show you. So here's a pair. Here's a pair. Here's a pair. Again, a pair is when there are two. But then there's this last one, and it doesn't have a pair. It's by itself. That makes it odd. So on your practice sheet today, it says draw counters to show each number, then circle odd or even. So you will do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do they all have a pair? This has a pair. This has a pair. This has a pair. This has a pair. But this one does not. So it is odd. Okay? Now, when you come to one like this where it has two 10 frames, again, just count up to 16, top to bottom, though, so we can always see the pairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, look, does each set of 2 have a pair? It does, so that would be even. You need to do the next 2 on your own. And then it says, explain how you know when a number is even. Explain how you know when a number is odd. For this, we just need to write down the numbers that are always even here. So numbers that are always even are ones that end with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So they end with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. How do you know when a number is odd? Well, it will end with 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Now that's one way to think about it. Another way we might know that it is even is if it has a pair. And it's odd if it doesn't have a pair. So that might even be quicker for you to write. So it's even if it has a pair. It's odd if it does not have a pair. That means every set has to have a pair. Okay, so that can help you with your practice today.